Morris and Justin Anderson get into a verbal exchange.
Justin Anderson had some words from Morris before the quarter began, and Morris went right at him. And whoa, hey now they're going at it.
It looks more like Morris is going at it.
Listen, Justin Anderson tries to get under your skin. Ooh, that was close to. That was close to a knockout. And then he hit him with the ball. Now that's not an NBA play when you doink a guy on the head with the basketball.
Our team will embody his spirit. He does have an edge to him, and we want to keep that edge.
And if I was back in the season, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, because I know my team needs me. I got to be smarter. I set a better example. But like I said in the beginning, we're not taking it.
Marcus Morris recently said that he wants to bring back the old school 90s Knicks style of basketball to the Garden. Matt, how realistic is Morris's vision considering he got tossed in the preseason opener?
I might be the wrong person to ask about that. I loved it. I love him setting the tone early. Obviously, you don't want to see no one getting hurt, but I think basketball needs more physicality. Not dirty, but physicality overall because it's really soft right now. But I love him setting the tone, and it's going to be a long season if he's the only one that buys into that.
Right.
You know what's really funny? I think the jump goes like first team all back alley. This is first team all the smoke. You know what I'm saying, man? You might be a Hall of Famer. You might be a Hall of Famer for first team back alley.
The one thing they have in common with the 90s Knicks is they have a bunch of power forwards, right? Like that is the one thing that they have. That roster construction is similar. Welcome to The Jump. I'm George Sedano, filling in for Rachel Nichols, who'll check in with us from Shanghai in just a moment. I'm joined here in our LA studio by WNBA All-Star Chiney Ogwumike and NBA champion Matt Barnes. Coming up. Yeah. Give it up. Clap it up for everybody. Come on now. Coach K expresses his support for the Fair Pay to Play Act, and that was recently passed here in California, is being considered in multiple other states as well. Does Coach K's backing change everything here? We'll discuss later. But first, we'll start with the latest from China and the aftermath of Rockets GM Daryl Morey's tweet, and later the deleting of the tweet, where he was expressing support for the anti-government protests in Hong Kong. We now send it to Rachel Nichols, who is in Shanghai covering the NBA Global Games for The Jump.
Thanks, George. Of course, this was supposed to be a goodwill trip for the NBA here in China, a way to spread the game, feature some of its biggest stars. Instead, it has turned into a PR disaster in the wake of Rockets GM Daryl Morey tweeting about the protesters in Hong Kong. The NBA's initial response to Morey's tweets didn't help. They've actually faced a backlash on both sides. Those who support the anti-government protesters feel that Adam Silver hasn't gone far enough to support Daryl Morey. And those here inside China actually feel that Adam Silver hasn't gone far enough to condemn what Morey actually said. One of the loudest voices has been Hall of Famer Yao Ming, who is actually now the chairman of the Chinese Basketball Association. Adam Silver said that he hopes to meet with Yao when he gets to China on Wednesday. Right now, he's in Tokyo at the Global Games there, and he spoke before the Rockets faced the Raptors. Take a listen to what he had to say.
My plan all along has been to travel to Shanghai tomorrow, and I plan to attend the Lakers-Nets game Thursday night. It's my hope that when I'm in Shanghai, I can meet with the appropriate officials and discuss where we stand. And again, put those remarks from Daryl Morey and my remarks in an appropriate context of a many decades-long relationship and see if we can find mutual respect for each other's political systems and beliefs. But I'm a realist as well, and I recognize that this issue may not die down so quickly. I'm hoping that together Yao Ming and I can find an accommodation, but he is extremely hot at the moment, and I understand it.
Can you confirm that you have no intention to apologize for the issue that you're now facing with China?
Well, what I want to be clear that, and I think there's been some confusion around this. We are not apologizing for Daryl exercising his freedom of expression. I regret, again, having communicated directly with many friends in China that so many people are upset, including millions and millions of our fans.
We'll have to see if Silver's reasoning holds any sway with the Chinese. So far, it hasn't done much. CCTV, the state-run television here, has actually suspended broadcasting any of the NBA's preseason games. Also, the Bureau of Education canceled an NBA Cares event that the Nets were supposed to do today. They were supposed to dedicate a learning center at an elementary school. Instead, the Bureau said they didn't want them there. So instead, we went to the team hotel to catch up with the Nets. Richard Jefferson is actually with me here in Shanghai, and we spoke to DeAndre Jordan and Spencer Dinwiddie about what it was like to be on this, what's really supposed to be a team bonding trip for them, and instead they find themselves in this intense geopolitical situation that, frankly, they don't really feel that qualified to comment on. Take a listen to our conversation. Hey, Richard, look who we found wandering around Shanghai, China. What are the odds?
What are the odds? Welcome, guys. Welcome to China. We've been here a couple of days.
That's right. DeAndre Jordan, Spencer Dinwiddie, thank you for being here. It has been an interesting couple of days. Things have only escalated since Rockets general manager Daryl Morey tweeted. We had the Nets team owner, Joseph Tsai, come out and make a very strong statement. The NBA Cares event that you guys were supposed to do, opening and dedicating a learning center in an elementary school, that was canceled by the Bureau of Education. So you're walking into quite a thing here. What has it been like to be in the middle of all this?
Well, I mean, it was unfortunate that the events were canceled today, but we're not experts in that field. But what we are experts in is basketball, and we wanted to come here to promote basketball and see all of our fans in China, and they love a lot of our games and us as players, and they follow us, and we love them, and we wanted to come out here and just promote basketball, and that's really what it's all about.
Hopefully you're still going to get to do that with events this week.
Yeah. Well, explain, for people that might not know, like how much the Chinese fans love the game of basketball. What do you guys see as kind of the differences between here and the U.S.?
I mean, I think the energy is amazing. It's been said there's somewhere between 300 and 400 million basketball fans in China, and obviously there's 350 million people in the U.S. in total or something like that. So it's quite amazing, actually. And then also their knowledge of the game is amazing as well. And as passionate as they are, I mean, they wait outside the hotel and are just excited to see us. Whether it's 8 a.m. or 1 a.m. You know what I mean? They're outside and they're screaming and passionate. And so it's fun to be a part of that.
And you flew a long way to get here. How long was the plane ride for you guys?
Ooh, I watched a few movies, so it was pretty long. I think it was 14 and a half.
Sorry, he knows better.
He's a veteran. He knows these things.
I kept checking the
flight tracker.
Which was a bad idea.
It's still a really long time. But it is kind of an opportunity for you guys to bond a little bit. I don't know, are there card games on the flight? Anything?
We don't gamble.
No, that would never in this establishment.
No, we're talking about Uno.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Right, go fish.
No, I think that to have training camp in a different place is awesome because you get to start that camaraderie process early and you get to gel with the guys, especially for a team like ours who we've added so many different free agents. It's great for us to get a head start and kind of build our chemistry early.
Yeah. Look, the Nets culture, you work with the Nets as a broadcaster. Spencer, last year it was one of sort of the best, closest example of a group in the NBA. Yeah. And then these new guys all come in. This character, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Yeah. What do you do besides having Richard around to really get closeness back again?
I mean, to your point, we rely on vets like Richard. Whether it's in the league or
that's a big. I'm just going to hear something right now. That's a big mistake.
Every once in a while, I'll chime in their ear, just tell them they're doing a good job. Just try and tell them the things that I see when I'm watching the game from a different perspective.
Yeah, and then it was great to add, 2 All-Stars, 2 big-time players.
And DeAndre.
Wow,
this has been an ongoing thing. This has been an ongoing thing.
We traded for Torian Prince. We signed, Wilson Chandler. We really bolstered our roster amazingly. We still need some work.
I need my phone so I can follow this guy.
And there's another guy that we got.
Right here.
Oh, Henry Hudson. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's weird because, I didn't know that in the offseason he shrunk by 6 inches, apparently. So they have
when they
have you listed now at 6'5". Like, is that a challenge for you?
I think it's great because now I can actually play guard. Yeah. So can you be afraid. Listen to that.
Be afraid.
Yeah. Exactly. Very famously now is the story about how you and Kyrie and Kevin sort of solidified your decision to join the Nets. A 4 a.m. FaceTime multi-chat, which is, by the way,
a new feature Apple has?
Yeah, shout out to Apple for getting this deal done. It was great.
Otherwise, you guys wouldn't all be here.
It would have been multiple conversations.
Who knows what could have happened?
Yeah, no, we actually came together and we talked about it for a while. And right before it was time to go, we kind of all got on the phone. And it was very quick, very fast. It wasn't an exciting conversation. I love those guys, but it was...
There were no chairs. There was no chairs.
No chairs, no.
So wait, what did you just ask us?
I was just asking, like, how was it to get locked in the house? Like, in your own house?
It was great. I had all my supplies. It was kind of like we were preparing for a zombie apocalypse. It was good. Yeah,
it was a different period of free agency. Yeah. And so he's, of course, referring to your going to the Mavericks, not going to the Mavericks, then eventually later going to the Mavericks again.
Thank you for that, DeAndre.
But what I didn't know until we all sat down is that the first time when you were going to go to the Mavericks and they got locked in your house by your Clippers friends, the photo with the chair is the most amazing thing in NBA history. You were going to go with him.
Oh, yeah. I actually had some drinks with some people. We were at Shellback in Manhattan Beach, and it was like, hey, DeAndre's coming. It's like, well, I'm so excited. I can't wait to come also. Hey, DeAndre's not coming. Oh, well, we're going to have a talk. So Mark Cuban famously, I have so much respect for him as an individual. He was so good about it and allowed me to get out of my contract or my verbal agreement. And you saw what happened with the Morris brother in San Antonio. Like these agreements, can lead to other things. And so for him to allow me to be out and then go to Cleveland, so thank you for helping me.
Things went well for you in Cleveland.
Yeah, I was a part of Richard winning the championship.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Hey, now you guys to carry me to a championship.
There you go. Yeah. And so, I hope that the next couple of days for you guys go better than the first couple of days for you here so far. We really thank you for being with us, and we'll see you around Shanghai. So you can see with some of their events canceled, the Nets have plenty of time to sit around and talk about old stories. Now, the Lakers have just gotten into town tonight. They have an NBA Cares event scheduled for tomorrow. We'll have to see if that goes forward. In fact, we'll have to see if the game scheduled for Thursday still goes forward. Everyone is waiting for that. What I do know is we have more for you here in China. We catch up with David Robinson later in the jump, so stay tuned for that and stay with us after this break. George Sedano will be back from LA in the studio.